that issues are not a big concern. But, you know, we're all elections are important, but the 2012 is obviously critical. We're at a tipping point now where the takers may succeed in beating the makers, the achievers may succeed in becoming the achievers. And thank you, Mark, for all the wonderful things you do on National Review and your website and Russian Show. You make such a compelling point, in such an entertaining way. I so enjoyed hearing you post for Rush. God bless you wherever you are, but you do a great job, sir.
Well, thanks a lot, Jay. These are critical times, not just because, as Jay suggests, we may be approaching the point at which the takers can outvote the makers. This is even more pronounced, by the way, in the rest of the Western world. In the Eurozone, the countries that are on the Euro, less than 40% of citizens participate in the workforce. Once you're at that level, basically, where a majority can vote itself more goodies from an ever smaller and beleaguered minority, there aren't a lot of ways. So this will be a critical election, and for other reasons too. The IMF now says that China will be the #1 economy by the year 2015. In other words, the guy who gets elected in 2012 will be the last president of the United States to preside over the world's dominant economy. That should shame every American. That should shame every American. 1-800-282-2882.
It shames me,
We are not,
but I feel like I had nothing to do with it.
We want to get on top of that dead ceiling and stomp it down into a dead basement. Mark Stein in for Rush, more straight ahead. You're listening to the EIB Network.
Robert Bird Drive.
DoubleMySpeed.com. What is that? Oh, it's amazing. Studies fly. Log on to DoubleMySpeed.com. Get a free comprehensive diagnosis and within minutes you know exactly what was flowing through your PC. Wow. Anyway, DoubleMySpeed.com removes dangerous spyware and a site note move. They clean our computer remotely and restore it to peak performance.
DoubleMySpeed.com. DoubleMySpeed.com.
We know. He's so excited about DoubleMySpeed.com that he wanders the neighborhood to spread the word. But the only thing he can say is DoubleMySpeed.com and Double C. You know, understand about DoubleMySpeed.com. Oh, Miles sent him an email. John, do you know about
DoubleMySpeed.com. 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 Get your free diagnosis at DoubleMySpeed.com. And within minutes, find out what's slowing down your PC.
DoubleMySpeed.com.
DoubleMySpeed.com.
Yes, it was a proof email.
Get your free diagnosis today. DoubleMySpeed.com. Your PC like new again. DoubleMySpeed.com.
If you're a man over 40, you may feel like half the man you used to be. Are you noticing more body fat? Are you feeling unmotivated? Be honest. Are you losing your sex drive? It's not your fault. After 40, your body's testosterone level may start to drop, but there is something you can do. Call for a risk-free trial of Ageless Male, a natural supplement shown to raise testosterone by 50% and maintain healthy, normal levels. You can feel the youthful energy, the positive outlook, even the healthy sex drive you once had. And Ageless Male is all natural. Be the man you used to be. Call for a risk-free trial of Ageless Male. Call 1-800-649-7186. That's 1-800-649-7186. You can raise your testosterone naturally by 50%. Hurry, don't miss this special offer. Call 1-800-649-7186. That's 1-800-649-7186.
Your Talk Radio. Congratulations on landing the job. I'm really excited for you. How's your search going? Job market's tight. Barely getting an interview, and I've got student loans to deal with. You're lucky, you know. The National Guard paid your money off. Luck, the Guard took the decision when you can still make.
The National Guard Student Loan Payment Program. Pay up to $50,000 for your existing student loan.
Harper Road.
NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the West Virginia National Guard and by the West Virginia Broadcasters Association of Israel. News Talk 1440-1470, the talk of the Two Virginia. Your hometown station in the Two Virginias for news, talk, and sports. At noon, it's Excellence in Broadcasting with Rush Limbaugh. Then Sean Hannity of Fox News takes over at 3. And at 6 is sports with the West Virginia Pipeline. Every hour on the hour is the latest national news from Fox News and local news from the WHIO. 40 WHIS, 1470 WTDE. Your news and talk authority. Call 1440, 1470. The talk of the two Virginias. Number 1 for news and talk in the two Virginia. WHIS, WTDE.
In for Rush on the EIB network, Arena Wednesday on the Excellence in Broadcasting network. And the story from South Africa. Things could be a lot worse for Congressman Wheeler, you know. A trial date is to be set this week for the tragic case of a South African pastor that was burnt alive for having a magic. HR, what's the word I'm not allowed to say? Gotta be careful.
Tamarack.
Okay, I'm not allowed to say that word. What you told me to call it a week. Okay. It makes it difficult reading news stories from South Africa, where apparently you can say the word. A trial date is to be set this week for the tragic case of a South African pastor burnt alive for having a magic wiener. 12 people are to appear in a Mpumalanga court on charges of murder and arson. The villagers burnt the pastor to death after claiming that he had been talking to animals and was using an invisible wiener to sleep with women in the community. So things could have been a lot worse for Congressman Wiener. By the way, if you sleep with a woman and she says you've got an invisible wiener, that's normally not a good sign. But anyway, it all ended unhappily in South Africa. Whether it will end happily for Congressman Wiener, I do not know. Let us go to Mark in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Mark, you're live on the Rush Limbaugh Show. Great to have you with us. One of the few Marks who is not an accredited guest host of the Rush Limbaugh Show. Unlike Mark Davis, Mark Belling, you ought to get in there, Mark. You should be our regular guest host from Hamburg.
Thanks so much for taking my call. It's good to talk to you, Mark. I listen to you all the time when Rush isn't there. My beef with this whole thing with Wiener is that if this was a Republican, they would have this splashed over every bit of the mainstream media, and it would be an outrage. It would be, a tragedy. It would be against the girls' civil rights, one way or another. And Wiener would probably be one of the ones who, toted up his flagpole and made sure that it was out there on the news every minute of every day.
Highway 19.
Yeah. Remember
77 Charleston.
So against us, and so against any conservative that, it just a double standard just kills me. Yeah.
Mark Foley. Remember Mark Foley?